We are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Alpha Strout.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to CageZilla 82 as we move into our first final fight of the evening. We got two main events here upon us, and this is for the pro lightweight division. Alpha Strout is 20 years old, standing at 5'10" and 154 pounds. He fights out of Brunson's MMA and Fitness, who already has made quite the statement tonight, and he is looking to further their round of success.
Yeah, guys, I mean, this is the co-main event of the night, but it could very well be the main event of the night. I mean, this is a fight that I'm really, really looking forward to. Both of these young men coming in with a lot of hunger, a lot of determination, and, you know, Alpha, speaking on Alpha directly, he's 20 years old, a young man who's already established himself in the pro ranks, in the amateurs and the pros. But, you know, he comes in, he's making his CageZilla debut under guidance of UFC legend and now PFL fighter Derek Brunson. And this is UFC fighter Derek Brunson against UFC fighter Ryan Hall. Their proteges and their students stepping in the CageZilla cage. I'm really, really, really excited to see this one. This is a very exciting lightweight bout. I don't know who I give the edge to here, but certainly Alpha Strout is coming in with some good momentum and really focused young man.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Lucas Martino.
Well, of course, Brent, you're talking about a record of excellence moving into the pro bout realm. And, well, this is a 1-0 undefeated fighter here in his pro career. Lucas Martino is 30 years old, has had a little bit of a longer pathway to pro with, I believe, 6 fights in his amateur record under his belt. But at 6'2" and 158 pounds out of 50/50 Martial Arts Academy, he's got great trainers behind him, and beyond that is an obstacle to anyone in his way.
Yeah, he's got a huge frame for the weight class. Lucas Martino is coming in, training under a good friend of mine, Ryan Hall. I work with Ryan and help him for some of his fights when he's training there for his UFC fights. And he's a great martial arts mind, a very, very intelligent individual and coach and fighter. And so I know he's got Lucas Martino ready for this one. Lucas with a kind of an unconventional start to his MMA career. He had no prior amateur experience. He jumped right into the big leagues with his pro bouts, and you know, he just jumped right into it. I think he turned pro first in kickboxing. So once you turn pro, you can't go backwards, and so he had to jump right into the pros in MMA. And I'm excited to see this lightweight showdown here.
Salisbury Center, this is the co-main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and is brought to you by Tobaccoology, fine cigars and tobacco run by fine people with locations in Manassas and Haymarket. And Blue Label Customs, customize your life. Now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'10" and weighing in at 154 pounds, fighting out of Brunson's MMA and Fitness, he is making his pro CageZilla debut. It's Alpha Strout. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'2" and weighing in at 158 pounds, fighting out of 50/50 Martial Arts Academy with a record of 1 win and no defeats. It's Lucas Martino. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It is brought to you by Tobaccoology and Blue Label Customs, and here is referee Angel Ortiz with the fighter instructions.
Went over the rules earlier today. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Fight clean, fight hard. Any final questions? No, touch them up. Go back to your corners. Get ready to come out fighting.
Here we go. The much anticipated co-main event of the evening. Don't blink, guys. I think if I had to give the edge in the stand-up, it might go to Lucas. Alpha Strout coming from Brunson's MMA, so I know he's got a little bit of wall work and wrestling. So we'll see. This might be a battle of styles here, and we'll see where this fight goes.
Right now, what I'm really looking forward out of Lucas Martino is to keep things at a distance for as long as possible and use that incredibly lithe frame to his advantage, having a full 4 inches over Alpha Strout. I think once this gets onto the ground, it's so easy to use those long limbs of your opponent to your advantage here, and Strout definitely knows how to play that kind of game. But right now, Lucas is keeping it stand up, going in orbit around Strout right now, who's occupying center stage in order to try to pepper with shots.
Yeah, you can see that tie stance, that tie style that Lucas is using. Good teep kicks, good inside leg kicks, but you know, Strout is walking him down and getting into that danger zone and looking to make his move here pretty soon, I'm sure.
That being said, the approaches are being answered back by that leading arm time and time again from Lucas Martino. We saw it right there. Strout, maybe for the first time, trying to dive in, maybe find a leg pick on that narrow stance that you get from these fighters who train in Muay Thai, but he gets met right in the head, so he will back off, look for a new angle. Right now in closed stance, I'm liking how much Lucas Martino is relying on, as you said, upon those teep kicks in order to continue to buy space in his favor.
Yeah, Alpha's coming in. He's coming in with a power left hook. Oh, nice uppercut there from him. But he's coming in trying to land that power left hook. He's really digging that liver too.
Yeah,
nice liver shot from him.
That was a beautiful liver shot. Those will drop you to your knees, man.
Yeah.
One right back at him.
Yeah, getting in right there.
First time we see the back touch the cage wall. I do wonder, Brent, if this means that Strout is starting to find an angle. He just wants to crash through the guard right now. As long as he's wary of the kicks, I think he's trying to find an angle, and this may be what pays off.
Yeah, when I interviewed Lucas, he said, you know, I was like, what do you think of your opponent, Alpha? He's like, I think he's going to entertain the stand-up, and that's what I want. So let's see if that's really what he wants.
You know, Brent, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can't remember a time where we had 2 high-level UFC fighters for coaches in the corners.
Yeah,
this is pretty incredible.
I've been trying to make a big deal about that because I think it's a big deal, and I'm glad you pointed that out. I mean, we got Ryan Hall, UFC guy. He's fought Ilya Topuria. He's beaten Derek Minner and all kinds of guys. And then we got Derek Brunson. He's fought Israel Adesanya right here inside the Salisbury Center at CageZilla 82 for our last event of the year. I mean, come on, guys.
Pretty incredible.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And 2 of their students here inside the CageZilla cage really having a good first round here. This is not a boring fight whatsoever. Very strategical. Alpha Strout, I said, what can I expect from you, Alpha Strout? He's like, for the fight nerds, for anybody who loves martial arts, I'm going to put on a show. He said he's not going to chase the finish because he's going to wait for the finish to come to him. He says a lot of times when you chase the finish, you run into things, and he didn't want to do that. So I can see how he's kind of using his patience to try to find the right shot.
Well, one thing that I'm noticing out of him is his accuracy, Brent.
Yeah,
he is an assassin with those shots. I mean, every shot, no wasted energy, no wasted movement. Every shot is finding a home.
Yeah, he's got a great left hook. I'm glad Lucas is keeping that right hand up, because if not, he'd be eating those left hooks.
Yeah, credit where it's due, Brent. You talked about how Lucas Martino wanted to just bring this in stand-up. He thought that Alpha Strout would try to answer him on that front, and frankly, those answers are coming in quite nicely. This is actually surprisingly evenly matched, even as Strout does have those 4 inches lacking.
Yeah, you know, Strout surprised me a little bit. I thought Strout was going to try to get his back to the cage and scoop those legs up and get him to the ground, but he's entertaining a stand-up battle. And not only entertaining it, he's, you know, like Chris was saying, he's landing some precise shots.
And one thing to note here is that one of those calling cards you see of a lot of Muay Thai fighters who make their transition to MMA, and those leg kicks aren't actually benefiting Lucas Martino all that much. Alpha Strout's doing a good job checking them, playing off of range, and from that position, diving in, like you said, with that surgical precision.
Yep. Lucas still working that inside leg kick and working his kicks in general really nicely. Keeping a nice high guard with the hands. This is a really technical fight, man.
It really is, and you can see Lucas. He's eaten a couple of good jabs and a couple of good uppercuts, but he is staying patient. He's not panicking. He's staying. He's got, like you were mentioning earlier, Brent. He's got his hands up, really trying to feel out what Strout's going to do here. Oh,
good head movement coming through. Lucas Martino trying to find an opening, but Alpha Strout is going to respond with a three-piece of his own, and now arching over the back. We got only a few seconds left in this round, but right now this is looking dead even.
Yeah, just when you think, because one guy's starting to gain momentum, the other guy answers with something big, and what a nice first round for both guys. I think the difference is going to be the first guy who starts to try to get this fight to the ground. I think because standing up, both of them have been landing nice even strikes. We'll see what kind of stamina and what kind of cardio these guys have entering into the second and third round.
But one major contrast between this and a lot of the fights that we've seen elsewhere, and part of the reason why this is one of the co-main events, of course, is, Brent, that I think when we do get to a takedown, it is not going to be one of desperation. It is not going to be because someone is a one-trick on the ground. Instead, it is a totally strategic decision being made by one side or the other. And I got to say right now, I feel like Alpha Strout isn't feeling the pressure necessarily to get to that part of his skill base just yet. And so the real test is going to be, is that trigger going to be pulled in the second round? And furthermore, can Lucas Martino respond to a takedown attempt?
Yeah, well, I'm sure if I'm Lucas Martino, I've had, and he even had said, he's like, man, all these guys, they come out, they try to take me to the ground. So he's used to guys trying to get him with all his reach and his great Muay Thai skills. He's probably he's got a great, I would assume, takedown defense, and it's something he's worked on. But he might be a little surprised with Alpha really entertaining the stand-up battle with him,
Yeah, I am seeing a little bit of redness on that left knee of Alpha Strout. He's taking a few of those inside leg kicks. There's another one that's going to check him. Good job with drawing, but it looks like he's still able to put a lot of weight on it. And furthermore, he hasn't been forced to switch stances just yet. He's keeping things close, and furthermore, he's keeping things in the center of the ring, and we aren't seeing that out of Lucas Martino, who's having to orbit a little bit more. And I think that as he gets back to further and further towards the wall, Alpha Strout is eventually going to pull the trigger, look for a takedown where Lucas Martino cannot use that height to his advantage and go for leverage.
Well, Chris, one thing that Lucas is doing right now that I really like that he wasn't doing a whole lot of in that first round is he's circling and finding that inside leg kick on that lead leg.
Yep, there's another one.
And Brent, you know this better than anybody in the arena tonight. If you can't plant off that lead leg, you're not going to get a whole lot of power out of those shots.
Right, exactly. I mean, it doesn't look to be bothering Alpha too much just yet, but like you say, one adds up to two adds up to three adds up to six, and after you, like you say, once you know, next thing you know, you're not able to. Oh, there's another beautiful one. Wow. Yeah, he's really tagging that front leg, and from the front and the back. Notice how he's switching stances and landing it with a back leg round or a front leg round. And either way, it's landing beautifully on Alpha, but Alpha firing back.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, that being said, I did note that on that last retraction that we saw, Alpha Strout is getting a little bit sluggish on that front leg, finally feeling the pressure, looking for an Ashitori, can't quite get it, and that will be Lucas Martino up against the wall. But like you said, Brent, this is where he can employ the strategies that he's had to forge time and time again here in MMA. Right now, he's doing a good job of avoiding giving a lot of outside leverage to Strout. Now, Strout, the shorter fighter, trying to wrench his opponent out of the corner, but the blue corner is going to respond in kind, and now he's going to get a solid uppercut, break up, and now it's Martino in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I was waiting for that knee right there as he was bent over, and he finally threw it. And nice knee from Lucas Martino. But here we go. What did I say?
Right back to the leg pick, trying to just wrench that right up through the pelvis, but it doesn't look like Strout has the lifting power. Good job controlling the head from Martino to prevent Strout from having his way with him, and because of that, we're just going to break back to neutral. Martino is going to be able to weather that first onslaught, and I think now he's beginning to win the striking game.
Yeah, nice takedown defense from Martino. I thought Alpha was going to attack that leg and really try to turn the corner there, but Lucas with some great takedown defense.
Hook going to sneak in past the guard of Martino. Martino, though, does a good job of getting his tall torso back away from it. That being said, a head kick like that could end things in an instant. He gets his guard up just in time.
Well, one thing that we were complimenting Martino on in that first round was keeping his hands up. You see those hands have dropped to about shoulder level now, and that's why Alpha feels comfortable throwing those high kicks now.
Yeah, and I love the fact that as much as Alpha wasn't able to get a whole lot off that last takedown attempt and has eaten a lot of shots, particularly to that front left leg, he's doing a good job of responding in kind. He's still quite mobile. That being said, will take a shot. Now we get a mutual takedown, and Martino gets the pivot to try to make his way back up on top. Will reset back to neutral. Alpha in a scramble situation stabilizes, but I don't think that the red corner was expecting that whatsoever.
No, that was a really beautiful. It looked like a Uchimata where you put the leg between the legs and turn the corner, and great throw from Lucas Martino. He wasn't able to solidify top position, but nonetheless, Alpha Strout I'm sure has some great wrestling and wrestling defense and ways to get up. So. Nonetheless, a good throw from Lucas Martino. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, Martino's showing excellence
Got the
on
head
all
now.
fronts. Strout actually in trouble there. Almost gets caught into a headlock.
Beautiful
Will be able to make
elbow.
his way out of it. Back to neutral now. But notably, it's Martino with center stage trying to trade back. It's going to be a Muay Thai clinch to move his opponent towards the corner. Strout trying to answer. Will be able to force Martino up against the cage side wall.
A minute left. Let's see. Who
Another
gets this
dump!
takedown here.
Big stuff, once again caught up mutually, and it's going to be Strout first back to the feet, gets a good drive onto a destabilized Martino. Martino, though, back up onto his feet, is going to be able to use that wall to his advantage to try to answer back. Strout, though, doing a very good job getting those wily shots on the way back in and back out, and so he is still keeping his wits about him, and furthermore, he's getting some notable damage into Martino, whose guard is also beginning to slip.
Uh-oh. Here we
Oh,
go.
into a headlock!
Might be over.
Martino gets it and then sent
Oh.
from neutral. Strout is going to be furious about that one.
Yeah, that was an inadvertent tap. He was reaching up to try to get the arm off of his neck, and when he did, it did look like a tap. But he's saying he didn't.
Unbelievable, but the call remains final. Angel Ortiz saw
Let's
the
take
tap.
let's
They
take a
call
look.
it spinning elbow going to be called, and that's going to be enough for Martino to get back control and the fight.
Man, he had that neck. Alpha went for that spinning elbow, and it cost him the fight, man. He gave up that neck, and Lucas jumped on it quick. That's not the first time he's gotten a choke like that.
And you know, Alpha can sit there and say that he didn't tap or what he was gonna tap or go to sleep because that was a deep
It was
choke.
in. It was in, exactly.
100%. Martino, with accuracy in his own right, coming through, winning off grappling, showing that well-rounded game plan. This is someone to watch out for as 50-50 Martial Arts Academy are going to notch a second pro win for their fighter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes when those spinning techniques, look at that. Sometimes spinning techniques are high risk, high reward, man. You know, sometimes they work out for you, and sometimes you end up turning your back, and it ends up being the end of the night for you. So it's okay. Alpha will learn from this, and I thought he was doing really well with Lucas Martino on the feet. It definitely surprised me. I thought Lucas Martino was going to have a huge advantage on the feet, and ultimately it was a good fight on the feet. And so, but man, did Lucas snatch up that neck quicker than we could even blink. Next thing you knew, the fight was over.
Yeah, Alpha shaking his head, definitely angry at letting that one go, but I think that means that the hunger's still there. He will be returning here to CageZilla. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, you don't give your back to a 50-50 Ryan Hall student.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Angel Ortiz has called a stop to the action 4 minutes and 42 seconds into the second round for your winner by rear naked choke. Out of the blue corner, it's Lucas Martinez.
Congratulations to Lucas Martino from 50-50 Martial Arts Academy coming through with the victory in an unexpected fashion, but the opportunism that we're seeing out of this fighter is something to watch out for in the future. He is a well-rounded guy with a lot of opportunities coming his way.
Yeah, Lucas moves up to 4-3. You know, I'm really excited to see him back inside the CageZilla cage along with other 50-50 students because, man, they're grappling. Here we go. Let's see what he's got to say.
That was baller. That was so exciting, and I have to ask, it was such an unorthodox finish. Was that off the cuff or something you practiced? Because that was just bad.
I mean, always practicing my jiu-jitsu, especially since coming to 50-50, but no, I just sort of found that in the moment.
That was absolutely incredible and exciting for all of us to watch. And speaking of that, you came to VA all the way from Cali, which is amazing, to train with Ryan the Wizard Hall, current UFC fighter. That's pretty incredible to move all the way across the country. So tell me how big the goal and the dream is.
The goal is huge. The dream is huge. The dream is slowly becoming more of a reality. And I just want to shout out both my cornermen, Ryan Hall, and my other corner, Connor, wrestled at Penn State, put in a lot of work. And then the whole team at 50-50, we all been grinding, and they've been helping me a lot, so can't thank them enough.
That was such an impressive fight to watch. Thank you so much for that excitement, and we wish you all the best in the future.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you all. Thank you, CageZilla. See you guys next time.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.